Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm filming my labor and delivery story. I asked you guys on Instagram and over on Twitter if you wanted to see my labor and delivery story or the meet my baby tag, and it was really close, but on Twitter it was more for the labor and delivery story. So I'm going to be filming that today, and then I'm probably going to be filming the meet my baby tag within the next week or so. Oh my gosh, I'm actually watching his baby monitor. He's moving right now. He's been napping for probably like 2.5 hours, which is crazy. He usually doesn't nap that long during the day. But so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at, his baby monitor. I have his baby monitor on Johnny's old phone. So yeah, he's so cute. Oh my god, he's so cute. Yeah, don't worry about him sleeping on his stomach. I know that's kind of scary, but he like literally can roll over whenever he wants. So yeah. So also I have a bunch of notes because this is a wild story. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, don't get me wrong, but it was not like just easy at all by any means. So basically, I guess I'll just start like when I went into labor. So Liam was born March 5th at 1:07 a.m. But so I went into labor the day before that, March 4th. That morning, Johnny had to work at like 8, so he probably woke up around 7. And I was having super bad back pain, which I had really bad back pain like my whole pregnancy, because Liam was like really far back, which is also why I didn't ever get like a huge like bump or anything. I mean, I did get a big bump, but like it was nothing like super prominent, and that's why, because he was like super far back. So that morning I got super bad back pain, and I thought it was just normal or whatever. I didn't really think anything of it because like that it's not as common to have back labor, and so it's not really what I was expecting. Oh, and let me also mention that I was 42 weeks pregnant at this point. I was actually scheduled for an induction on the 6th. The 5th. Literally the day he was born, I was scheduled for an induction. So, yeah, so I was really pregnant and really annoyed, and I just wanted him to come out already. So yeah, on the 4th, that morning, I had really bad back pain, and then around 10 a.m. is when I would say, like, I kind of thought that, wow, this might actually be real labor, because the back pain was like, it was constant, but about every 5 minutes it would be like super bad, to the point where like I couldn't move. I would be like standing next to the bed, like leaning over, and it was like kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it, kind of like you were like going paralyzed for a minute. So yeah, it was super scary. But yeah, at 10, I was like texting Johnny. I'm like, I think I'm in labor. I really don't know. And he's like, oh my gosh, so should I come home? Because he worked like probably 30-45 minutes from where we lived at the time. And then it was like another 30 minutes to drive back into town to the hospital. And I was like, no, I don't think you need to come right now. Because like I didn't even know if I was in labor or not, and I didn't want him to like leave work and, you know, get in trouble or anything. I mean, he wouldn't get in trouble, but you know what I mean. So then around noon is when I was like, okay, you need to like come home, because this is like super painful. Even if I'm not in labor, like I want to go to the hospital anyway. So he got home probably around 12:30ish, I'd say. And then we just like grabbed everything. I had pretty much everything packed except for, you know, like chargers and stuff. So we grabbed everything, put it in the car, and we headed to the hospital. And we probably got to the hospital around 1:30 by the time we got everything packed and everything. And pretty much as soon as I got to the hospital, I was like, give me an epidural, because I was over it. Like, I kind of decided I wanted an epidural, but it freaking took so long for them to actually get me one, just because the anesthesiologist took forever. But yeah, the ride to the hospital, it was so weird, because first of all, we had gone to the hospital a couple times before thinking that I was in labor, and I wasn't, so I wasn't wanting to get my hopes up too much. So I literally was like, I really want a ciabatta sandwich from City Brew. So I literally made Johnny go through the drive-thru at City Brew and get me a freaking sandwich, because I knew they weren't gonna let me eat once I got to the hospital, and like I was hungry, so I was like, I need this right now. So we stopped and did that, and I'm literally like having a contraction as Johnny's paying for it, and I'm dying in the back seat, because his mom was with us too, and she was in the front seat. And so we get to the hospital, and I'm pretty much like, yeah, give me an epidural. And well, I guess they checked me when I got there, and I was like probably 4 centimeters when I got there, 4 centimeters dilated, and like totally like effaced. If you don't know what that means, you can Google it. I was 4 centimeters when we got there, and that was around probably 2 when they finally actually checked me. And so they keep you at, when you're 4 centimeters dilated, they keep you at the hospital. So they checked me in and everything, and I was like, yeah, give me an epidural. So they ordered one, and I waited for the anesthesiologist, and he finally came, and let me tell you, I'm a big fan of the epidural. I wasn't sure, like, throughout my pregnancy, I just had never really decided whether I wanted one or not. I had nothing against them or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to try to do it without it, but I wasn't gonna, be mad at myself if I ended up having to get one. But it was amazing. It literally instantly, as soon as he did it, instantly, like, the contractions, I couldn't feel them at all. So it was really great. So then I just kind of hung out. Luckily, my dad was in town. He had come to town that weekend just to come see us. I secretly think that he like thought I was gonna have the baby that weekend anyway. And so he came to the hospital, and then my sister Destiny, she was there too right away because she lives in Billings. And then so yeah, I had a bunch of people at the hospital. Which I don't necessarily recommend, because they're all super annoying and no one shuts up and everyone's super excited, which I don't blame them, but whatever. So then we just kind of hung out, and my water never did break. They had to break it, and I think they did that around probably like 6 p.m. They broke my water, and then I think they checked me again around like 8, and I was like 7 or 8 centimeters, so that I was progressing pretty good, which is good, because I don't know what I would do if I was in labor for that long. So then finally around 10 p.m. is when they checked me, and I was 10 centimeters. They're like, okay, we're gonna start pushing. So I pushed for 2 hours, nothing happened, and it sucked because I really couldn't feel anything. Like the nurse was like, had to tell me when a contraction was happening for me to push, and I'm like, I can't feel anything, I don't know what's happening. Like, that's the only downside of the epidural, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's nothing you could really do about it. So anyway, so I pushed for 2 hours, and around midnight the doctor came in and kind of checked everything out, and he was like, basically Liam was head down, and he was like in the right position, but he was kind of like crooked, like his head was to the side, and he was like kind of lodged there. So basically the doctor was like, he's probably not going to come out on his own, just because he was a big baby. They thought that he would be around 9 pounds when they just from like, checking. So he's like, yeah, he's probably not going to come out on his own. You can keep pushing, but we're most likely going to end up doing a C-section. And so that really kind of pissed me off, that I pushed for 2 freaking hours and then just to get a C-section. So I was really upset. Not that I didn't want to get a C-section, it's just like, I don't know, it just feels like you feel defeated kind of thing. So at midnight we decided on the C-section. So they started prepping me, and Johnny got all dressed to go into the delivery room and everything. And so they brought me into like the operating room, and they usually what they do is, so since I already had an epidural, they just like up the medicine, basically, is how I understand it. I'm obviously not a doctor, I don't really totally know, but basically what they told me and how they explained it is they'll just like kind of double like the medicine that they're giving you through the epidural. That way you don't you know, feel it. And so they did that, and then they do like a little test where they take like an ice cube and they rub it on your stomach where they're gonna cut, basically, and they ask you like if you can feel it, and I could feel it. So I was like freaking out, first of all, because I'm like, do not cut me, because I can feel like that, really feel it. And so they upped the medicine a little more, tested me again with the ice cube, and it wasn't making me numb enough. So they ended up doing a spinal block. So basically I don't know how they do that, but basically they have to stab you in the back with a needle again, which sucks. So they did that, and finally it was like a little bit more numb, to the point where I could still feel it, but I don't think they believed me that I could still feel things. But so I think since it was taking so long, since they had to do the spinal block, and they had to do the epidural a couple of times, they literally started cutting me open and like getting Liam out before they brought Johnny in, and I was freaking out. It was just like super traumatic. And so I'm like laying on the table, and I'm getting sick from all the like drugs and medicine that they're pumping into me, because I could feel still. So I'm getting sick. There's a nurse like holding one of those little puke bags next to my head. I'm literally like have my head turned, just puking in it, feeling so like bad for this poor nurse who has to hold it. And I'm screaming in between puking for Johnny, because they're, you know, taking Liam out without Johnny being in there, and I wanted him to be there so that when he was out, like, he could go with him and all this. And yeah, so I'm just screaming, and I guess Johnny told me afterwards he could hear me down the hall screaming, and he literally was freaking out. And so they finally brought Johnny in as I'm screaming for him, as they're pulling Liam out. And Johnny, like, immediately, I mean, he's a very emotional person. It's super cute. But he was, like, crying and, like, super emotional. And I, like, obviously was still on the table. And I didn't see Liam yet. Like, I heard him crying. Like, I knew he was, like, okay. But basically, like, all you're thinking is, like, is he healthy? Like, is he okay? And, I don't know. I'm getting, like, emotional. And sorry. Anyway, so Johnny went over with Liam, and I'm just like asking him, like, is he okay? What does he look like? I wanted to know what he looked like. And Johnny freaked me out, because the first thing he said to me was, he came over to me and he's like, looks at me like freaked out, and he had been crying. Like happy tears, but he was crying, and he just kind of looked freaked out, and he looks at me and he says, he has huge hands. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, he has huge hands, like freak hands, or like what? Like, just the way he said it was. Anyways, he had big hands when he was born. That was kind of funny. So then yeah, so he was super healthy. He was 8 pounds, 11 ounces, and 21 3/4 inches long. And then, so right after, when we were still in the operating room, it was funny, like, I mean, not funny, but funny. The doctor was, like, so mad at the anesthesiologist, because I could feel, like, a lot of it, and he, like, the doctor was mad because I shouldn't have been able to feel as much as I did. Like, it was traumatic. Like, looking back, like, oh God, it just gives me chills, because it was like, I mean, imagine lying awake on a table, feeling someone cut you open and pull, like, your insides out, basically. It was scary, to say the least. So yeah, that I just remember the doctor, like, yelling over me at the anesthesiologist, like, why could she feel so much? Like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I literally, I mean, like, I was so drugged up. I was like, am I dying? Like, they're yelling at each other. I have to be dying. You know what I mean? Like, but I ended up being fine. They wheeled me into the recovery room. I finally got to hold Liam. And yeah, it was really great. And, basically, I was gonna show you guys Liam at the end of this, but he's still taking a nap. Here, I'll show you him on the baby monitor. Can you see? He's so cute. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically my labor and delivery story. It was, for me, it was pretty traumatic, not what I expected at all. I wasn't expecting a C-section. You know, I didn't want one necessarily, but I mean, whatever got him here healthy and happy, I guess. So that's about it for the story. If you guys want like updates on Liam, monthly updates, or you know, by every other month or something like that, I can start doing that. Maybe I'll put in a little clip at the end of Liam when he wakes up after I'm done editing this video. Who knows? I don't know when he's gonna wake up. I want him to wake up soon because I want to snuggle him. So anyways, if you enjoy the video, make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell notification down there too, so that you can get notifications when I post new videos. And if you like this one, do a thumbs up so I know. And anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Look who's awake! Can you say hi to everybody? Oh, you took the longest nap ever. Can you say hi? No? Oh, the big jewels. Say hi. I know he was watching you, so. Who's that? Who's that? Is that Liam? Well, this is Liam. The whole point of this story. Can you say hi? He's so sleepy. He's looking at himself. Who's a pretty baby? Is it you? Is that you, Bug? Hi. How was your nap? Yeah. How was your nap? Are you hungry now? You've been sleeping for so long. Can you stand? Say, I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy. You're so cute, Bug. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Probably for my next video, I'm gonna do the Meet My Baby tag, which will be just like, you know, Meet My Baby video. And we'll probably do his 5-month update for that video too, because he'll be 5 months on the 5th. Wow, you're so old. How did you get so old? You were just born yesterday. Yeah, you were. Are you confused? Can you say hi? Can you say something to them? Say hi, I'm Liam, and I'm flippin' cute. Hi, I'm Liam, and I'm so cute. He's not wearing any pants because it's hot. It's hot in your room, huh? What are you looking at? Booga, 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 booga. He's grumpy. Are you grumpy because you hung out with Auntie Sky all morning and she's annoying? Look at him. Chewing on his finger. Chewing on my finger. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said before, if you want to see more videos, subscribe down below. And like this one, so I know that you guys like it. They like the video. And we'll do lots more fun videos. If you have any video ideas, comment below. I'm pretty much open to anything. Yeah, they would film anything you want. Okay guys, say bye.